Hello, this is Lee Anthony Davis making another announcement video for my YouTube channel. A warm welcome. Yes, it's Friday the 6th of October. That's start of the weekend time again. This is where I make the announcements for my group of the day, contributor of the day, birthday announcements, Doctor Who news updates. Also, I've got the Doctor Who quiz question with the answer and a new question, also followed with my Doctor Who DVD collection, the updates I've just mentioned, also comments, your comments from either this video or Lost in Space that I've been putting up, and also coming up. Right, okay then, just to start, before I start, shall I say, I'm just going to tell you about something I'm doing. I'm doing it really quick because obviously my videos are running over 20 minutes and I don't want to do that. I want to try and get it down as quickly as possible. So my best time for my video is 21:08, so it's 21 minutes point 8 seconds. Right, so I'm hoping to but I've already wasted a minute just explaining that. So anyway, I'm going to go really quick, so please bear with me. Please forgive me if I've gone through your birthdays very fast, but I've got to do this. Also, just to let you know, I did some promotions yesterday. As you can see, I did one on the Lost in Space promotions, basically just to let you know that I'll be doing Lost in Space cliffhangers every day. It's all up there, the information. Also, my Doctor Who, well, I'll come to that later. Right, okay then, let's get on with it. Right, group of the day for Friday the 6th of October. What a coincidence, I've decided to go with Lost in Space. It's a group on Facebook, so congratulations to them for Thursday the 5th of October group of the day. Right, contributor of the day goes to a lady called Tracy Hodge. She's contributor of the day for Thursday the 5th of October. I'll put that on, post it up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and of course my story. Right, moving on, it's birthday time. Celebrating their birthdays today, we've got Jenna Marasco, Manuel Anderson Henriquez, Jim Lorca, Tony Greens, Tree Trezino, Me Zata, and of course Regis Renard. And Barry Trollope I've left out for last because he's celebrating his 80th birthday. Well done to you. 80 years, eh? Not bad, not bad. Anyway, wish them well. If you know them, you probably do, so wish them a happy day. It's their special day. All right, it's time to move on to Doctor Who news. Now I've got something new to tell you. I'll tell you it quick. Apparently Doctor Who, the new Doctor Who, Ncuti Gatwa, was spotted filming with a giant snowman on a busy Cardiff street. This is for the up-and-coming Christmas special, and I presume it's going out on Christmas Day, so I can safely say, yes, we're having a Christmas Day Doctor Who again. It's coming out on Christmas Day. So they started filming for it. And it took place at St Mary's Street in Cardiff. Now listen to this. He was wearing a leather jacket, a yellow vest. I thought a shirt or a jumper would have been appropriate. And get this, he was wearing a kilt. Yes, you heard right, he was wearing a kilt. He quickly rushed off the scene when his scene was done because there was a lot of gathering to see what the interest was, and they realised who it was, but at the time they realised he'd gone. But anyway, he was filmed with a giant snowman, so I presume the story could be The Intelligence again, perhaps, because we had a snowman story which featured them. So yes, but I can tell you metaphorically that we will have Doctor Who back on Christmas Day. Okay, right, the other bit of news before I go leave that, remember what I was telling you yesterday about a watch along. Yes, it's confirmed as Saturday the 4th of November. Starts at 9:45 p.m. and you can see it on iPlayer. I'll tell you where to go if you want to know more details. It's on the BBC Doctor Who website, right? The BBC Doctor Who website. Go there straight away for more relevant information. And also they're doing this hashtag Doctor Donation. It means that if you use that, you'll be able to get your comments through, or you can enter a competition to win free tickets to watch the premiere of the 60th anniversary, which would be the Star Beast, I think, in London. Right, moving on. That's the end of Doctor Who news. I'll give you some more good news like that, hopefully, tomorrow. Right, moving on. We've got the updates. My page, apparently now, the Lee Anthony Davis Doctor Who page, has gone to 105 followers. My group is one short of the big one, 100. I've got 99 members, so hopefully tomorrow I can tell you I've got 100. And on my Instagram account, it's getting better. It's gone from what it was yesterday to 104. Followers, so I think it was 101 or 101, 102. So it's starting to improve. What do I do on there, you ask? Well, you're not asking, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I'm actually doing Doctor Who image galleries, but with music to it, so it gives it a bit more authenticity, you know, to watch them, you know. So music and images go very well, don't they? What am I going to be doing on my Doctor Who, Lee Anthony Davis, the Doctor Who group? Well, I'm going to be putting videos up. I usually do the trailers. I also do some scenes as well. So it's not just about images. It's not about posts. It's also about moving pictures as well. Because there's some great scenes that I like to put on there, especially when John Pertwee is involved, when Tom Baker's in it. You know, I like. There's so many good scenes you can select from, but I'm going to definitely do that on my page and group very shortly. Also, let me tell you what was that's the end of the updates. My Doctor Who DVD collection. Now at the moment I'm standing at 6 minutes, so I am doing it within the time. I'm going to break my record. Right, here we go. This is the Doctor Who DVD collection section. This is where I'll show you my Doctor Who collection. I did yesterday Sylvester McCoy. Now I'm moving on what you call the cross section, which is the cross section between the classics and now the new era. And that person to plug that gap was Paul McGann in Doctor Who the movie. There you go. This one is a new edition. It's a special edition. It's not the old one. I got rid of that one. I went and bought this one instead. It's a very good one. It's got more special features on it, and it's got more information about the show itself, more behind the scenes. It's not bad. It's not bad. I like it. It goes into a bit more detail, and there's some unseen footage as well on there, which is very, very good. This film itself is not very good in certain places. Maybe it's because the Americans didn't really define what the show was all about. To them, it was just what they thought would be a ratings winner for Fox, because that's what they were making it for. Right? They were going to send it up against, I think it was Roseanne, I don't know at the time. Roseanne was obviously a very popular sitcom, and there's no way that would beat Roseanne. But anyway, it didn't do too well, but it was the first time in 9 years that Doctor Who had been back. But unfortunately, it was another was it 96 to 90? It was another 8 years before we got what people wanted, a series to be back on television. But anyway, Paul McGann's all right. He holds up very well. I think Eric Roberts is very good as a master, but I don't like the idea of the Doctor's half human, half timer. But that's how the Americans saw it, and I think it was a bad idea, because I don't think he was. Because we saw what Russell T Davies did with that. He says a human and a Time Lord can never converse because they can't, you know, because they would, shall I say, reject each other, you know, the genes and all that. So anyway, Russell T Davies did the right thing, but I'm afraid the guy that directed that, I forgot his name, did the wrong thing. It was basically made for the American audiences, obviously to take Doctor Who overseas, but it didn't quite catch on there. Not until Stephen Moffat started to film over there with Matt Smith and Karen Gillan and Arthur Darvill. Anyway, moving on. I don't want to. I'm within my time here, so I can slow down a little bit. I was going quick yesterday because I was adding on, saying too much. Right, here we go then. This is my favourite Doctor, Christopher Eccleston in the new Adventures. This is why Doctor Who's still going. It's for him. If it weren't for him, there wouldn't be any Doctor Who. You know that, because the first series had to be good. It had to be good. The music was absolutely superb from Murray Gold. The Christopher Eccleston's acting was at its best. He gave his best ability here. Billie Piper, there was a 50-50 about her, whether she could act. I mean, she was a singer, a pop singer, wasn't she? But she could. She's proved it over time and time again. She's done some great stuff. She's written. She's now a writer. So just it proves that the talent's there. She wasn't just a singer, but she didn't want to follow that career up. She jacked it in and wanted to do something that she probably would express herself a lot better, because she was only young anyway. And she married Chris Evans. Oh dear. So I can see why she wanted to express herself a lot more. Anyway, yes, this was a fabulous series. We'll go through it quickly. The End of the World. Rose was the one that introduced the audiences to Billie Piper's character, and of course Christopher Eccleston. What a way to start the show. He nailed it there and then, didn't he? Rose was basically to support him, not the other way round. But Christopher Eccleston gave some great exposition, didn't he? Especially when she says, you know what we're talking about, you know, as he turns around to her as they're walking through this park or whatever, this council estate. You know what we're talking about, where the world revolves around. I can feel it, you know. And it was a great dialogue, you know, a great piece of script there, and Eccleston worked it perfectly. That is why I believe that he should have done a second series, but I'm not going to go into that because the BBC wanted to take it to a different direction at that time. Russell T Davies didn't do a lot to prevent Eccleston going. I mean, he should have done more, to be honest with you. But the problem was, when the second series came on, it wasn't as good as the first one. All right, people like David Tennant, fair enough, but I always say Eccleston's character didn't revolve properly. It wasn't allowed to take the direction it was meant to take. But anyway, I'm not going to get into all that. But the music was powerful, and boy, the ending was fantastic, wasn't it? As Christopher Eccleston. Fantastic. It was. The build-up, the arcs, they were all there. The action, the move, the speed, the run, the corridors, it was all there. The special effects, the brilliant Dalek confrontation, millions and millions of them. You know, how's the Doctor going to get out of this? We were also introduced to Captain Jack. We had Aliens of London. I didn't like that one. The Farty Aliens, no, I don't think so. But I think that's the compression field or something. That's what they made up. Anyway, moving on. But I thought the Stephen Moffat adventure was a good one. The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances, they were very good. But that was when Moffat was under Russell T Davies's eye, so he couldn't sort of do what he did, get away with. I mean, he wouldn't have been able to Kill the Moon now, would he? Or commission it, no chance. But yeah, this to me, I think just a couple of ventures later down, World War III and Aliens of London. But it was a good story. It was fast, it was pacey, and this is why. And The Parting of Ways was the cherry on the cake for me. Nothing could top that. And I don't care what anyone says. This was what defined Doctor Who and the actor that played him. Anybody else, it would have nosedived. Right, brilliant. That's it. So that's my collection. I'm going to move on to David Tennant tomorrow, but I put too much praise into this. This is what I always felt that Christopher Eccleston should have been playing him another couple of seasons. I wanted to see what this guy could do. I wanted to see what direction it wanted, and I was very angry when David Tennant came along, because I wanted to know, what the hell's Eccleston, you know? As far as I'm concerned, this guy, for me, is watchable. I can believe in him. You know, his acting ability is so fucking 100%. But David Tennant played it all sort of Larry, didn't he? You know, all right, and then a lot of comedy, you know, it's all quick and stuff like that. But it wasn't what Eccleston had. Eccleston had something else, you know, energy. Right, he had charisma. He was up there with Tom Baker, with Patrick Troughton. He was up there. He was what Doctor Who was. That defined Doctor Who. That nailed it for me. Right, anyway, you've got your own opinions on that. You probably say, what a load of bollocks. But I liked it, right? And that's it. Right, okay then. Moving on after that lapse, shall I say. Right, the Doctor Who quiz question. Right, I asked the question, who was the actress that was given the part of John Pertwee's assistant in 1973, but then they U-turned? They U-turned after the promotions were done and everything. The reason being, Jon Pertwee wasn't happy, right? So they had to get rid of her. They paid her off, the golden handshake. And she wasn't happy either because she'd gone through all that and then suddenly she's gone, you know? And then they had to get, that's when Elizabeth Sladen had to come in quick because they needed to find someone quickly. And Jon Pertwee, luckily for him, because he had to, because remember, it's his show at the time, and you know, if any delay, it would meant delaying the filming. It meant that the schedules would have been put back and everything. So Jon Pertwee had to agree to it, but he still liked her. So he gave the thumbs up behind Elizabeth Sladen's back. He just went like that. So it was ideal that. I don't know. It might have been a good idea, but it was very, very bad luck on the actress. I'm going to tell you that it's April Walker. April Walker was should I say, heartbroken because she felt that her career was ruined because no, she won't get another part in anything on television or anything, but she was wrong. She did. She even got a part with Nicholas Courtney, you know, who played the Brigadier, and he was still Brigadier at the time. It was a sketch with the two Ronnies. It was a piss take on The Great Escape. She was this nurse. You've got to watch it to believe it. Nicholas Courtney's brilliant in that. Anyway, never mind all that. It was April Walker. She had the job, but unfortunately they had to give her the elbow. It's because John had a problem with her height. You know, John wanted an actress to be a bit shorter, you know, so he could look down on them. He wanted to look after them, save them. You know how John was. And he would do it. But he didn't want someone like Liz Shaw, who was on his equal, because he wanted someone to say, well, doctor, oh, doctor, what's this mean? You know, and all that business. Anyway, so April Walker sadly got the boot and Sarah Jane got the, Elizabeth Sladen was brought in. And they also brought her in because they wanted a feminist sort of angle to it, didn't they? You know, so she could fight for herself. But I think April Walker was capable of fighting for herself, so she didn't need Jon Pertwee to fight her battles for her. She was quite big. She was very tall. She was about 6 foot. But Elizabeth Sladen was the opposite. She was about 5 foot something. She was really tiny. I've actually met her. Funny enough, a Doctor Who shop in Blackpool. She came in. She was a friend of a guy that owned it, and she was there talking, and she took her little girl shopping. Would you believe? Yes, she did. She was very nice. She was very kind. I didn't say hello to her because I was, you know, I didn't want to make a wally of myself, you know. So I stayed away. I stayed by the door. But I knew the guy that was running it. Apparently, he brings in actors like Colin Baker to have autographs and sign things in his shop. So, you know, it gives his shop more. But he doesn't do it anymore. He does it on the internet now. So anyway, never mind all that. But I did meet Elizabeth Sladen, but I didn't say, well, I met her. I saw her. I could say I saw her. But I didn't say. But she would have been pleasant enough to say hello back. But she took his little girl shopping. Anyway, never mind all that. That was a few years back. Anyway, that was about 2010, I think it was. But it was a long time ago. I did meet Bob Baker. I did have a chat with him when he was in the shop. Bob Baker, who else was there? Caroline Munro, I remember her, yeah. She was sitting there with her little entourage, but she was very nice. I had a chat with her about her Hammer Horror Days. It was quite interesting, you know. She was very, very chatty about that. Anyway, I'm not going to give you any information on that at all. Right, okay then. Right, moving on. The answer was April Walker. Right, April Walker was, right, I'm running out of time. April Walker was the assistant that never was. So anyway, another Doctor Who question. This is to do with a Doctor Who spoof, right? This is to do with the Curse of the Fatal Death. What I want to know is how many Doctors were in it and what were their names? How many Doctors were in it and what were their names? Right, moving on to the comments. I'll move on to this really, really quick because I don't want to run over. I'm nearly there. I can do it. I'm sure I can. Here we go. Comments. Right, get that back there. Right, comments again. Oh, damn, I've pressed the wrong button. Don't worry, it'll be back. Right, comments again. Sorry about that. Bloody damn noise. Yes, Dr. Smith, yeah. Right, here we go. Sorry about that. Quickly read it. I've got my magnifying glass here. I'm well prepared. I've got to do this quick, though. Here we are. Now Smith had made a name for himself by himself a king. Now Smith has made himself a king by crowning himself. But what he doesn't know, the wearer of the crown is the equivalent to the perfect victim. He's on about the Aztecs, you know, like Smith. Thank you for that. What's his name? Aaron Baker. Thank you, Aaron. It's about this crown he finds, puts it on his head, lectures at his stand, so it's stuck on his head, and he's going to be sacrificed by this alien savages that have come on the planet. They travel from planet to planet. It's great fun. I don't want to go explain it, I ain't got time. Right, but that's the gist of the comment, if you understood that. Right, okay, here's another one. This one comes from Thomas Thomas year 9, I think it says. I think Lost in Space borrowed the crown form, the Imperial margarine commercial, to make this one episode. I can't believe it's not butter. Right, thank you for that, Thomas. Right, I do appreciate your comments. Please send them in. Right, just to sum up, Lost in Space, the cliffhanger will be coming up very shortly. Don't forget my Doctor Who quiz tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. And of course, there's a Sarah Jane page, Leanne Davis Sarah Jane page, and the Leanne Davis Sarah Jane group, Ventures group or whatever, will be out on Monday. Right, that's it from me tonight. Should I say today, this morning. Thanks for watching. I'm going off now. Bye for now. I've done it. I've got it under 21. Thank you very much. Bye for now.